Hi, I'm Chad from Chad's Unscripted. Today we're going to sit back and talk about discipline and motivation and what the differences are, and how we can use these concepts to make our lives even better. So sit back, relax, maybe grab your favorite snack or drink, and enjoy the rest of the show. What is motivation and what is discipline? Let's start with motivation. Motivation to me is this concept of a passion. People who are passionate craft a natural motivation for oneself. When you're passionate, you work harder, you are interested in certain topics, and you make the effort to dig deep, to maybe even more effort than somebody else who maybe equally has that passion or motivation. But yeah, motivation to me really comes across as what drives me, what's going to get me out of bed. And it's about finding what makes us all passionate. If we can mold and create our own passion, then we will be able to also mold and create our own motivation. Now, what does motivation really do for us? Does it make us do something that is maybe hard, or what do we need to be motivated about? And maybe that's the real reason here. If we're able to truly and deeply understand what motivates us, then we will also understand why it's important for us to do this hard thing. Let's say if you, for example, have a hard time getting out of bed in the morning. What's really root cause keeping you in bed? Maybe it's comfortable. Maybe it's cold out in your room outside of the covers. It's about reminding ourselves why it's important to get out of bed. We have deadlines at work. We have important relationships to foster and cultivate. We have responsibilities in life. What's stopping us from achieving our own motivation, our own desires? What's stopping us from using that motivation to finish and accomplish our goals? We can cover goals on another topic. When we really sit down and think about what motivates us, I think it really comes down to the why. If we can get a deeper understanding of why something is important, then the action to do it becomes a lot easier. So if I can provide any sort of call to action to my listeners, please be sure to fully understand your why. It's okay not to accomplish. It's okay to stay in bed for an extra 5 minutes. But it is extraordinarily important that we still try. We do get out of bed. We do go to our responsibilities, and we do the best job that we can. The better we're able to understand why we should do something, the more likely that we can get passion behind it. All right, let's talk about discipline. Discipline is rooted in doing something that's hard, even when you don't necessarily want to do it. Discipline can also mean making sure that you set aside the time to actually make meaningful progress on certain initiatives that you have. Maybe goals. Discipline is saying, I don't want to do this, but I know it will be helpful for me, or it will help me in the future. So let's take a moment to recognize the why. The why is so crucial and important here. If you're struggling to go to the gym, it's important to understand that it is going to be difficult, but because it's difficult, you can get stronger. You can get the healthy physique that you desire, but you have to put in the work. And maybe that's where discipline and motivation tie together. Once we recognize why we are passionate, that can help us foster and cultivate a deep and rich disciplinary feeling. When we recognize why we are doing something, we can get behind it, and we can be very passionate towards accomplishing it. We start seeing things like win and lose as win and learn. When we lose, it's okay. When we don't accomplish what we set out to do, it's okay, as long as we learn. Let's take the opportunity to learn from our experiences. Once we recognize that something is as important as we need it to be, as we want it to be, we will put in the effort. We will make the progress that we desire on these initiatives. Take a moment, write down some thoughts that you're feeling from listening to this podcast, and try to implement it tomorrow. Even if you don't accomplish everything you set out to do, it is important that you do take some time and meaningful effort towards accomplishing this. I know you can do it, and you can. Trust in yourself. Trust in your execute ability. You can do it. That's all for now. Thank you very much for tuning in to Chad's Unscripted, and I hope you have a wonderful day.